How we doing, everybody? Welcome to Critical Dispatch 6. It's your new favorite podcast. We're gonna have Nina Taylor joining us. Stick around. I'll have it starting. All right, everybody. So the link to join the show is going to be sent out to our lucky guests. One of them being our co-host. Stick around. They'll be joining us shortly. In the meantime, how you doing? What's up? What's good? You having a good day? I sure hope so. We're gonna make it better for you if you're not. We're gonna be speaking to Nina Taylor. She's candidate for House District 60 in the beautiful state of Alabama. Hammer drum hubba bubba hubba. Shabba dubba 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 dubba. Deeby dabba dooba dabba deeby. Deeby deeby deep beep. Habba dabba dooba dabba deeby. I'm gonna say some words. I'm gonna test the show because I didn't have much time to test afterwards. Coming through real nice, real clear, like. Oh yeah, we got Lilith, my cat, joining us. She's gonna be in my lap during the broadcast. Now I know what you're thinking, Adam. I want to see Lilith. I wish I could show you to her or show her to you. I can't word good. Hobba dabba deeby deeby deeby. Dabba dabba doo dabba deeby. Dabba dabba doo babby. Babba dabba boop babby. Habba dabba beep bop bop. Beep bop. Habba dabba. What if I do this? Then will that boost the audio? Double click. Heebie deebie. Dabba dooba deeby. I pump, pump, pump. Nope. Too high. Testing, testing, testing. Speaking some words. I'm saying words. Oh, so beautiful words. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hibbity bip 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 bip. Hibbity bip bip doo. Hibbity, 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 beep, bop. Hibbity, bobbity, bow, bow. Hibbity, bop-a-doo. Hibbity, 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 beep, 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 beep. Gotta send them the invite link again. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Why am I speaking random words? It's to test the audio. Oh yeah. And vote for Nina.com. I realized all my emails have the same subject. Oh, yeah. So we're gonna fix it, make it look like the good subject. Oh, yeah. Critical dispatch. Yeah, baby. Baby, baby, baby.
Got me working. Illiton, Smithfield, College Hills, Pratt City, Forestville, Adamsville, Graysville, Mulga, Brookside, Docena, and Fultondale.
By the way,
Yes,
could I say something
I'd
real
say
quick?
that's a lot of working class suburban and rural
Yes.
Jefferson County.
Could I
And
say
your
something real quick?
current
This might
fire
be important.
captain, but you also have a business.
We had someone trying to say something. What were you trying to say?
Do
I
you?
just wanted to
So do you?
say that
Go ahead.
you'll realize it. You'll realize it after the fact, but the camera settings were a bit weird, and as a
Mm-hmm.
result, Nina's camera was at a really awkward angle. Now I fixed it as soon as I saw it, but when you watch the broadcast after the fact, you'll see what I mean. I wanted to very much apologize because the camera was at kind of an awkward angle.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Do you want me to readjust my camera?
Oh no, I fixed it as soon as I saw it. I realized it
Okay.
was a settings issue on my end, but as soon as I saw it, I was just like, that'll that ain't gonna look quite right.
yeah,
Okay.
sorry, I got that incorrect. I think I'll have to correct that on a post as well. But do you also currently have a business?
Profits. One is a seed
Ah,
company, and the other one is actually where I provide uh, devices and money for special needs classrooms.
so it's social entrepreneurship. It's nonprofits. Yes, those are good
Right.
nonprofits, and certainly your experience in the fire department would lend to being able to do that.
Yes.
All right. Now I'm ready to. Adam, do you have any questions at this point, written or otherwise?
Nothing I can think of. So far, we are ready to go. All systems seem to be in the green.
All right. So going into my written questions, is there concern in the current incumbent is Representative Wandolin Gavan,
Mm-hmm.
and the other challenger who is kind of backed I don't know how overtly, but by Woodfin and the Blueprint crowd is Alicia E. Scott Lumpkin. Is there concern within District 60 that you and Miss Lumpkin are splitting votes in a way that might help Representative Gavan? Hello?
I see the issue. I'm on the case. Might still be minor technical difficulty, but I'm I have eyes on it. I'm trying to tweak settings now. To save the stress, what I might do is do what's called setting up a new scene, and it's going to show each of us individually rather than showing all speakers at once.
Okay.
That might help.
Yeah.
I want to apologize, folks watching, because this software has proven to be not reliable. So this is going to be the last episode we use this software on to speak to people with.
Yes. Goodbye, Video Monkey or whatever Video Ninja.
Yeah, this is going to be. In the meantime, actually, while we're speaking to Miss Nina Taylor, I am going to look
But
up
you realize the
alternatives.
problem is I can't hear her right now. So you're actively trying to fix that, right?
Yes, I am looking at what I'm going to try to do is set up a new scene with each of the view links by themselves. that may help. But yeah, stand by for that. It'll take just a moment to set up, because what I have to do is put in each of the view links by themselves.
By the way, guys, I promise it isn't always this bad, and we should definitely find the time to create more shorts, because that's really the way to game the YouTube algorithm, you know. But
Yeah,
in the meantime, everyone, you know, if you like us, or you want to see more Central Alabama political content and interviews like this, please subscribe. We only have 22 subscribers. And if that sounds selfish, keep in mind this isn't technically my channel, it's technically his. My channel actually has 132 people. That's like 110 more subscribers. This only has 22.
what I did was repurpose one of my channels,
Right,
or not one of my
exactly.
channels, my
Although,
channel.
although what's funny is, right, the last form of content you were using it for was also my idea, because you were having a hard time at one point, and I suggested you do video game live streams, and you were doing that for a while.
I sure was.
And then before that, it was like, I'm an edgy atheist liberal content.
I remember that to this
Because
day.
there's very little of that. There's certainly a supply demand curve for that. None of that on YouTube, you know. But
Oh, certainly.
yeah, please subscribe. Please tell your friends.
Or we will find you.
Also, yes, I have a bookstore. Right now, before Memorial Day, 1% of proceeds are going to local charities and libraries. Diakonos-books.myshopify.com. And you can follow me on TikTok, Diakonos Books. My channel.
Yes, sir. I am going to bring my camera up real quick to test. Because what I am working on right now is a multi-scene with each individual person. I'm speaking words. Good, you can hear me. But you can't see me well. That's weird. Let me. What I'll do is try this. Try that. Now, Nita, if you can hear us, you might need to come back in, hang up and come back in. I am. Okay, there we are. Stand by. They can. We can see her, but they can't hear her. There's the problem. I'm not controlling audio. Nina, can you keep talking real quick? I'm trying to. Okay, we're just gonna have to live with this for now. Live with the old way for now. We have the old settings in place now. Everybody talk to me real quick.
Yo, yo, yo.
Audio. Refresh. Crank the gain.
Thank you for being a friend.
I think we can hear you now.
Beautiful.
Travel
Yeah, we can hear
down the
everybody.
road and back again.
Friend and a confidant. Okay, so do you need me to repeat the question?
Oh no, you said you just didn't hear it. You said with it being a three-way race, did you feel like we were splitting the votes? And I said no. Wonderland has her people, Miss Lumpkin has her people, and I have mine.
Okay. And so is that a concern you've heard within the district?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good because especially in a primary, everyone should be evaluated on their own merits.
Yes.
More so than on the horse racing, I think.
Of course.
All right. So, as now I'm going to get straight into a policy question. That's my main hobby horse, as you may have noticed from my profile picture. As representative, will you sponsor or co-sponsor constitutional legislation mandating use of independent redistricting commissions for Congress and legislature districts?
Definitely independent.
Definitely. And I think it would be ideal if it was multi-partisan and racially diverse.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like racial quotas or anything, but
No.
it's like we know what diversity looks like.
Yes, we do.
There's these days we have black folks have been in Alabama as long as white folks. We have Native American tribes, we have Hispanic folks, we have other folks. And like independents and third party candidates, right? They get the short end of the stick too, along with Democrats. Democrats, I think, in Alabama, right, because of stuff like this, right, because we're also in the political minority, especially as far as the way the game is played, right, and the way the game's rigged against us. We're in the position of being better friends, I think, to independents and third party candidates. For instance, right, remember when they tried to do that closed primary bill, right? That like the objective, like one of the objective, like main victims of that in the end would have been people who just didn't want to identify as Democrats or Republicans.
True.
And then Anthony Daniels, the Democratic House leader, came out and said, we want everyone to participate in our primaries,
right,
and we don't want to effectively deprive independents of the vote.
Right.
Yeah.
But I tell people all the time, whenever you look at a black person, they're like Heinz 57 sauce, because we come in all these shades and different colors, and everybody doesn't necessarily identify as being a Democrat or Republican. So in order to make sure we have some equity, not necessarily equality, but equity, it should be diversity. There should be people that are not just of one group that should be making up these lines. And that's common sense. You need, like, that's common. That's like saying you want to bake a cake and all you use is flour. You need eggs. You need baking soda. You need all of the other stuff in order to make the cake. It's just that simple.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have a black intellectual friend. Shout out to Tez Files. So, like, the way he's put it is, there are black conservatives. There's just not a whole lot of black people, especially in Alabama, I'd say, who want to mess around with the Republican Party.
True.
Because and that's another thing that people like lay people tend to be kind of undereducated on, is that like a lot of times we end up using like conservative and liberal interchangeably with like Democrat and Republican, right? But those are ideologies, right? We don't have a conservative capital C party or capital L liberal party or anything like that, right? We got a big tent in the Democratic primary and in the Democratic Party even in Alabama, right? You can see that between different people of like similar ethnic backgrounds, running in the same party who we've interviewed, you know. Um, uh, 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 but yeah, it was like black folks, Hispanic folks, white folks, are very diverse in like their religious affiliations and in like how they actually view like particular political issues and even sometimes in how they view party affiliation. Um, and yeah, so I think that's the most underrated aspect of, or one of the more underrated aspects of the whole redistricting conversation is that, there is a long-term structural fix to this that has been implemented in some states, and we're learning lessons, right, about how what works and what doesn't work for independent redistricting commissions. It should definitely it you
But
definitely
there are
need to
states
work
that are
out.
already doing this, like
Oh yeah,
California. So we just need to, the wheel has already been invented. We don't have to reinvent it. We just need to
yeah,
make sure that
exactly.
we have enough people to push it in Alabama.
Yeah, I think the League of Women Voters listed like
Yes.
17 states.
Yes.
Yeah, and ultimately, right, I think another thing that people miss about this whole thing, and the reason that, like, I think even a lot of Republicans and white conservative Republicans should support independent redistricting commissions is because when you have supermajority districts that are created for political or racial reasons, you necessarily have to create a smaller number of supermajority districts of another kind. So and you saw this in Jefferson County, right? What ends up happening is gerrymandering benefits incumbents from both parties. You
Hmm.
know. All right.
Until they meet someone like me.
Yeah. Yeah. What has so I noticed that like in your district includes some places that are we wouldn't think of as just like shoe in like democratic places. Like you listed like Adamsville,
Hmm.
which is split up in a ridiculous way in like Jefferson County and for commissioning. But there are, I'm guessing there you've met some like especially probably right, just like we talked about, black folks are not a monolith politically, but also like they're definitely like conservative white and Hispanic folks in those areas. So what have those conversations looked like?
Well, but from the last time I ran, most people just said you've got to be one of the most conservative Democrats we've ever met because you believe, in making sure that the family house is kept intact. You believe in raising a family intact. You believe in making sure that the educational system is properly funded. You absolutely believe in family and neighborhood, and so everything has been on a monolith if you have to be one or the other. And, either you are atheist or you're Christian. And there's just, that doesn't leave room for people to actually have conversations with each other on what we really agree about. And so for me, I think on the most part, when I talk with people, they just say, hey, when someone says to me, I want to send my child to school, and I don't want someone reading a book to them about being gay, then I'm not taken aback when they say that to me because that is their child, that is their right. We have so many other things that we can be teaching children other than that, especially when they're younger. So I'm not like, oh, these how dare you? I'm not taken back by that. I realize that everybody has their own viewpoint on things. And my job is not to change their viewpoint, but to find where we have common ground.
Yeah, no, I think like to me that specific type of thing you're talking about with like the gay books and so like I think a lot of the arguments are designed to make one side look unreasonable, and
Hmm.
so it's you have no matter how you feel about the whole like the thing overall and what policy is actually being talked about, I think you have to walk a careful line, because it's not like the reasonable position is to say yes, elementary schoolers should be read books about
Are you walking
homosexuality in
around?
class. That's obviously, like, you can argue with people. It's like, well, I don't think that's actually what's happening, right? But it's not like you gotta go to the for to,
I can't hear you anymore.
Stand by. I'll refresh his mic.
Yeah, because he's moving.
you're right.
Jacob, talk to us.
I'm here.
There we
Can
go.
you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. What's the
Yeah.
next
Anyway,
question?
what I was saying is, like, a lot of those arguments, right, about, like, so you gave an example of something, right, like where a lot of the public conversation, right, is
Hmm.
designed by, I think, by one side to make the other side look unreasonable. And so you have to kind of, it's smart, especially as someone running for office, to not take the debate on that, because what they definitely don't want to hear, and what you definitely shouldn't say, is, yes, I do want your child to be read a book about being gay in elementary school, right? Because you might not think that that's actually happening, but that's not, there's no reason that should happen, right? You might argue that like we don't necessarily need to be in the business of making like broad laws to prevent the possibility of it happening. But like, if someone like has seen like anecdotal evidence of like a gay stuff, right, being forced on children in an elementary school or something, right? Or like, oh, I saw a rainbow flag and I didn't like that. And I went to the principal and asked the teacher to take it down. It's like, you don't, there's a fine line to be walked. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um,
We don't disagree.
yeah. Um, and
What
I
else you got?
yeah, I think so one of the things you listed was like right, when people say that you're the most conservative Democrat they've ever met. It's funny that they would list funding schools in there. Um, what I've noticed, right, is that there's a disconnect on the one hand between the broader policy that's been
Hey,
embraced by.
Jason, Jacob,
Oh, Jacob, yeah.
Jacob. I've been waiting on my questions.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
you're
We
right. I've
apologize.
been rambling. Okay. Uh,
Let's keep the
yeah.
questions moving.
All right. So describe the process by which you earned the endorsement of the Central Alabama Labor Federation.
I'm a union president. So I know exactly what it takes in order to run a union. And I know that unions are usually busted up because our union was busted up also. And so when you're talking about people in the workforce, usually people do not want people to bind together. When employers don't want people to bind together because there's strength in numbers. So when I came in the room, had actually been in that position that I had been in. So when you're talking about labor, workforce, people that are working, your unions are the ones that make sure your workman's comp is there. OSHA is the floor. And it really is not the ceiling. We're going by OSHA standards. That should be the floor. That's not what's keeping people safe. That's not what's keeping people healthy. You got people that's working in the mines and coming out with black lung because they don't have what they need in order to keep them safe. Nobody should be going to a job and saying that they are essential personnel and coming back with cancer and dying 2 days after they leave the job.
Oof. Yeah. Are there
But it's happening.
right?
It's
Are there
happening a
coal
lot.
mines in District 60?
What about District 60?
Are there coal mines in District 60?
No, no. But we have so many people that work in the mines that live in District 60.
Right.
We have so many people that work for communication companies that live in District 60, so many postal workers that live in District 60. So even though they're not working there in that capacity, they live there. And that's when I tell you, when they come home, they don't have places to shop, places to eat. They have to go to Fultondale if they live in Forestdale. If they live in Adamsville, they got to go to Fultondale, you know. So there's a sense of it's one area that's growing in District 60, and the rest of them are just kind of dying off. And people are disgruntled with that.
What has been Representative Gavan's record on this, to your knowledge?
What you mean record on anything? All I know is what made me want to run after I saw her voting record in 2020, and she had missed 69% of the vote. So we're
Oof.
paying you to go down there and vote, and you're not voting.
Yeah, that sounds like she's gotten too comfortable in the job and then not even showing up, which you can't do as like a rank and file working person. That will get you
Mm-mm.
fired.
You have to come to work. If you are in a position, whether you are elected or not, you are paid. That is a paid position. It's paid and it's part-time. A lot of people think our representatives are going to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No, they're going to work Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday only when they're in session. So they don't even work the full year. And you got to think about it. They're getting a paycheck that most people get for working 12 months. They're getting over $60,000, which is what your middle class person is making for a whole 12 months, and they're only working Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday through session. Surely enough, you can get up and take your tail down to Montgomery, wherever you are, for those 3 days out of the week to go and do your
Right.
job.
Yeah, it's a part-time job to begin with, and then you're
Of
not even
course.
showing up for like 69 votes. Wow,
Mm-hmm.
that's all in a
69% of the votes.
in an election year. 2020
Mm-hmm.
was like a national election year, and there was a pandemic going on.
And it was a year that they transferred the Voting Rights Act to John Lewis's Voting Rights Act. So you can't sit back and you can't flim flam or BS me. You cannot. It's just not going to happen. Originally, she's my representative. She represents me now. I own her. That's what it is. And it is what it is. But I'm telling you right now, our people just deserve someone who's for them and not for themselves. At no point in time would I be saying, I am she is I am, Nina, Renee. Please, we don't have time for that. We need you to be proactive, not reactive. We should not be learning about the waterworks after it happened. We should not be learning about our representatives having to fight for our voting rights after the fact. I don't like performative, politics. Performative politics has nothing to do for me. I need a plan, and we need a plan in Alabama in order to make this right. So we're not going with the performance. We're going to go with a plan, and I'm with a plan. Shamari Figures needs to be able to keep his seat, which means everybody that is here, that is in these seats, if they don't have a general, they need to be rank and file with him in order to help keep that seat.
Yeah. What could the legislature and state executive branch do for fire safety and fire department performance that they are not currently doing?
Funding. Right now, we don't have enough people that actually have worked in public safety that is there. Like literally, Alan Treadway is police and they're getting their funding. However, we're not having that for public safety with fire because we don't have, people down there that are doing it. It's the same way with teachers. We don't have many people fighting for funding for teachers because we don't have a lot of teachers that are down there in the legislature. So in order for you to have a seat at the table and know exactly what is going on, people have to know what it's like to be in that position. How do you advocate when you really don't know?
Yeah, it's what they say. Representation matters.
It does.
Yeah. What committee assignments would you prefer?
Oh, I would love public safety.
Makes sense.
Love.
All right. So we got through those questions pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I have donated both to just to let everyone know, right? Because I do like to disclose these things, and this has been the norm for candidates of both and no party who I've interviewed. But at this point, I have donated to Nina and to Alicia. So let everyone know where should they go to support you.
Yeah, so you can go to info@votefornina.com. That's how you can email me. You can call me at 205-538-0280. That brings directly to my phone. You can donate to my campaign at votefornina.com, votefornina.com. And for those who love Cash App, because y'all love this Cash App thing, it's Cash App Nina, Ninat for my last name, and 60. So Nina T60. Very simple. Can I do my closing right quick?
Please do.
Awesome. So to everyone that gets to see this live stream, I want to say to you, thank you, number one, for supporting me. And number two, go out and vote. Please go out and vote for a candidate that actually represents how you would see yourself if you were down in the legislature. Someone who represents your views, represents what you need to see in your community. Not someone that's giving you performative politics, but someone who is actually going to stand with you. And vote for me because I'm that person. May 19th. We have less than a week, people. Less than a week. I'm excited.
Yep.
That was really good delivery. I like that.
Less than a week. Less than a week. I'm excited, you guys. Let me tell you, I thank you guys for inviting me out to talk with you. I've enjoyed every moment of it. I'm going to move on to the next thing. It has been one of those days. This is a media day for me, and I wanted to make sure I carved out time to come and talk with you guys. Definitely. I'll share the live on a few of my platforms so people can see it. And if you are going to create some shorts or anything like that, just kind of let me know.
What I'm going to do is cut together a highlight reel and put that up too, along with the broadcast.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Awesome.
Sorry we were quick to start and that I was kind of moving at a slow pace. We're used to being a little earlier, and also with candidates who like to ramble.
Oh no, I'm not a rambler. I'm not a rambler. I'm a let's get to the meat of the matter, and let's make a plan in order to get things fixed. The whole, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Bump that. Let's fix it. We're not doing that. The woe is me is over. What's the plan to fix it? If a train derails, how do you get it back on the tracks? You know what I'm saying?
I will also say I appreciate that you were interested in my question, because the first interview we did, we still love him, even though he's a bit eccentric, but he was more interested in giving his speeches than at certain points than engaging directly with the written questions.
Oh, wow.
It was Ken McFeeters.
Yeah, it was Ken McFeeters.
You know he a rambler.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all know Ken is a rambler.
Oh, yeah, he is.
We love him anyway, though.
We love him anyway, because somebody needed to file that lawsuit.
So y'all need to figure whenever you guys, will it be for this YouTube channel? Because I can kind of push stuff that way.
Oh yeah, yes. We'd love more. Yeah, we'd love more exposure to this channel.
Yeah, so let me just kind of push from mine, because I have one also, but mine's private. It's just people they follow just to follow, but I can push towards that way. Let's help each other out.
Absolutely.
How about that?
All right. This has been a Critical Dispatch.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You guys have a great